The genre of weird fiction and horror is wrought with many bad books, ghastly grimoires, vile volumes, and cursed tomes. The most famous examples I can think of off the top of my head being, Lovecraft's The Necronomicon, Robert W. Chambers' The King in Yellow, Laird Barron's The Black Guide. I'm sure there are many, many, many more examples. If you can think of one, drop a comment about it. I'd love to hear about it. These books are said to contain knowledge so arcane and mysterious, they drive their reader completely insane. It's certainly not a surprise, the idea that knowledge can be dangerous in both fiction and reality. We've heard many, many stories along those lines. But what is surprising to me, at least, is that I think I may have found one of these books in real life. And I read it. Thomas Ligotti, yes, him again. His 2010 nonfiction book, The Conspiracy Against the Human Race, is a series of essays highlighting the history of philosophical pessimism and antinatalism. Basically, the idea that existence is a curse. There's certainly a lot more to it, with a long history of philosophers and smarty pantses arguing their parts that I really can't go into here, as I'm in no way intelligent enough to be able to do justice to any side of the argument for or against. But I do think it's a really interesting read. It's a series of riveting thought experiments that certainly have stuck with me over the years. Ligotti gives us his views on the pros and cons, or I guess no pros, only cons of existence, which readers of his horror and weird fiction will certainly recognize inform his particular worldview. What interests me most about it is actually my personal history with the book. I remember years ago a friend furtively describing it as, it's a book about how it's better not to exist than exist. And I swear I could have heard about the book way before 2010, but whatever, time's a flat circle, right? I'd known about, Ligotti as a horror writer, but something about this premise just floored me, really. It was nonfiction. Something told me, do not read this book. And I didn't. And it remained on the periphery of my life, the title popping up now and again, sparking a feeling of dread and anxiety. Until one day I did read it. Well, over a few days, actually. And I liked it. It was interesting, to say the least. Very interesting. But did it drive me mad? I don't know. You can be the judge of that. Do I agree with the book's argument? No, not really. But do I disagree with it? No, not really either. Do I ponder my existence within the charnel house of cosmic chaos? Oh boy, yes I do. But you know what I think about even more? I think about this book's existence as a trans-dimensional object. A cursed idea conceived in the realm of fiction and birthed into our world for its own nefarious purposes. A chance to achieve in the real world what Lovecraft and Chambers could only ever accomplish in their stories. That is, unless this whole existence isn't a work of fiction in its own right.